All right, so today it's all about working with kids, and the one thing that I always have to say before I start is everybody feels like, you know, when you see images and you see a slideshow like this and you go, oh, that's pretty, that's pretty. I think a lot of times students feel like, you know, speakers just do all these beautiful things. I wish you could see my everyday work. I mean, I certainly put my heart into it and try to do the best I can, but, you know, what looks like these things actually really feels more like this. So that's what it feels like every day. That's kind of the world I live in. And so it's kind of funny, I have thousands and thousands of those outtakes. I've been collecting them since I started, even back in the film days. And it's just funny to see, you know, some of those kids, those are some of the little ones that are now high school seniors. So it's kind of fun to see that progress and what people really go through every day. We have a whole collection of babies peeing on their parents and babies throwing up mid-session. So it's kind of funny. All right, I just want to welcome everybody back. Thank you for being here again. It's exciting. Thank you to the virtual audience as well. We're glad to be back. All the quick reminders, just follow us on Facebook. We are giving away this morning all the prizes from yesterday we promised. And so today, if you post on our Facebook, we're also going to be giving away a bunch of the prizes that we're giving out here. So just go to Facebook or Google Plus and tell us what you think. I just like to hear what was the thing that really meant something to you. We call them light bulb moments. The reason we call them that is as I'm watching you and I see you go, ah, kind of for me looks like little light bulbs going off, and it's kind of fun to watch that. And I get to watch you guys nod your heads, and that's where I sort of get all my energy as well. We already talked about the hands-on workshop. I just want to invite you all out. It's going to be really fun. This is like going to be a very interactive, very different. I mentioned yesterday we have a ton of instructors. You can see them on the website. In fact, there's 6 more that just jumped on board. It's kind of one of those things that we just want as many people as possible so that we can just play hard and really give people an experience that they're not going to forget. For us, as instructors, we want to make sure that you understand the equipment. That was one of the hardest things when you go to buy lights or strobes or flashes or whatever. A lot of times you don't know what to buy. And I know with my students, half of them walk up to me and just say, what do you use? And they'll just go buy that. So I think it's really important that we're very honest. I know a lot of people are concerned that, you know, we talk about what sponsors want us to, and in my case, I know that's not the truth. I mean, I definitely only speak about things that I really use in my studio. That's a hard, fast rule. And the other thing is everything, all the lighting equipment and things that I use, I've used them long before I ever was a speaker. So these are things that I truly believe in. It doesn't mean they're the only options, but it's definitely something that I can stand by and put my seal of approval, if that means anything, onto it. So we do have that big prize package. There are over 10,000. In fact, a lot of the equipment you see today that we're going to be using, the studio strobes from Photogenics, big shout out to them. A lot of the clothing, the backgrounds, a lot of the backgrounds from Silver Lake, all of that is going to be put into that big prize package. So somebody's going to get a really nice studio. Do you want that? Is that okay? So somebody's going to walk away with the whole studio. I wanted somebody, you know, we always do these shows and they always do well, but I just thought it would be fun to create something. We've got great, generous vendors and speakers this time as well. So I thought, you know, we might as well reward one person out there for their loyalty to what we do. I mentioned this yesterday. We do only have one in-studio workshop next year. We may put one in the fall, but this is all I want to schedule out. So these are a lot of fun. If you like this and you want 5 days, I know Monica's been to one already. She's hung out with us. Yeah, thank you. So she knows it's kind of like a brain soaker, though. It's all day, every day.
But it's worth every penny.
Oh, thank you. So she's been to that. She can tell you a little bit about that. As always, we do have educational materials, and there was some confusion on the offer, so I wanted to clarify that. Honestly, if I were to say, you know, obviously I'd love for you to show up at the tour, but SPU to me, this is sort of my baby. This is where I get one-on-one with my students. And the offer is, if you join for 3 months, you'll get the entire Tots to Teens kit. That is everything we did to build the Tots to Teens business. It has about 27 videos, just like you're going to see today, of me shooting live, in addition to the templates and brushes and all the marketing materials and things that we use. If you do the 6 month, you'll get both kits. You'll get the Tots to Teens as well as Creative Edge Kids. Creative Edge Kids was the tour we did last year, and it was sort of the next generation, new products, new concepts, new templates, brushes, lots of new marketing, including the sweet moments that we showed you yesterday, the video fusion. There's some maternity campaigns. I mean, there's just a ton of campaigns, wall products, art products, things that you can sell to your clients. So each of those kits on tour sold for $3.99 each. We are just giving it away today, because my theory is, you know what, those products are great, but the time I can spend on SPU with people, that's where I feel like I really get to know my students, and they get to know me intimately. They get to, you know, ask questions and have fun. So those were the two offers, and I know we're going to be giving away some of these today, and so just in case and we are going to include the bonus items as well with that. So with your permission, as always, I try to, in my own way, we do have some awesome products, so the way I handle that is I just like to give them away free, and that way I get a chance to mention them, because we do work really hard to produce really nice products, but when I give them away, at least I feel like there's some benefit out there for somebody. So we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. There is a free catalog on youcando.com, and this catalog, I was approving it last night. I'm not going to send it out till Thursday, though, because already last night I was like, and add this, and add this, and add this. So this catalog is full of articles, everything from all the tips and tricks we're going to cover today. It's all in there, so it'll kind of help you out, as well as my emergency kit list, everything that I have in my little toolbox when I go. It also has some senior information, some things that I cannot put in this show just because you know, even though we have a ton of time, there's always more we can pack in there. So that's totally free. You just need to go to youcando.com and you can subscribe to it, and it will be emailed to you on Thursday. Today, our free item at the end of the show, this is a $20 value, and it's a Facebook campaign. It is for high school seniors. So we're going to cover, after our sessions today, we're going to come back and cover high school seniors. This is a very popular campaign. It's definitely something that we use to generate business. It's definitely organic marketing. It's getting kids in, getting them talking about us. I think there are 5 choices that you can pick from. They're worth $20 each. So the code we will give you at the end of the night, which I just realized I forgot to put the code in, so somebody remind me to do that on the break. But that will give you your choice. There are senior campaigns, and there are also, I threw these in there, they're business headshot campaigns. So in case you don't do seniors, you have another option for getting adult business people in as well. So enjoy that, that's totally free. All right, we're gonna go right to work and talk about working with children. I think this quote is awesome. You can learn many things from children, how much patience you have, for instance. That truly is what it's all about. I mean, for me, you know, I have always adored children, so I have never looked at my job as hard. The worst situation ever, the most difficult child in the world, I'm still laughing the whole time. I mean, sometimes I'm rolling my eyes and wondering why the parents aren't jumping in, but for me, it's just about that relationship. And I'm definitely a challenge junkie. So the harder the child, the more challenged I feel, the more I really want to get it for the parents. So when I said that yesterday, that I hope we get tough children, I actually really do. Last time, for some reason, when we did Bellies to Babies, we got one of everything. It was literally perfect. We had one that was shy, and one that was out of control, and one that was, you know, wouldn't go to sleep. And I was able to, I couldn't think of anything that I didn't cover, and it really wasn't because of me, it was because of the personalities of the kids. So I'm hoping today we can get through a lot of that. We have a little one closer to 18 to 20 months. We have two 3-year-olds. We have a 4 to 5-year-old. And those stages, the ages and stages, we're going to talk about them. They are pretty true to form. I can tell you, every 18-month-old will do these certain things. Every 4-year-old will do these certain things. And as they get older, they have two types of personalities. It's either shy or rambunctious, but the shy one will always do these things, and the rambunctious one will always do these things. So for me, it's a matter of understanding the dynamics. Some of the really critical dynamics are things like between the ages of 2 and 3, because a 2-year-old is closer to a 1-year-old, where a 3-year-old is closer to a 4-year-old, if that makes sense, as far as where they are. There's a huge change that goes between 2 and 3, and a lot of things play into effect. If they're the oldest child, they tend to be more articulate and more confident. If they're a middle child, they tend to be more rambunctious and crazy, and if they're the youngest child, they tend to be really shy and reserved. So there are several things that we're going to talk about dynamically. Now, I really believe photographing children is really 20% photography and honestly 80% psychology. I think it's something that you have to be willing to get down on your knees, get on their level, and really try to understand what they're saying. And children are very pure. They don't mix words. They don't really have the filters that we have. So they're pretty honest, and sometimes it's actually hilarious, the stuff that comes out of their mind. If we get a chance, I'll tell you some of the great stories of things children have said to me, and things that, you know, hopefully they're not too off color, but when they come out of a child's mouth, you can't really hold it against them. So there's just been some fun stories that when it happens, you're like, whoa, okay, well, we'll just roll with that one and just keep moving. So we'll hopefully share a little bit of those today. When it comes to children's photography, this is something that I think is really important. I believe it's a need. I don't think parents can skip that part of their children's life. However, clients have choices now, and they have a lot of choices. I've been teaching this for 12 years, but now more than ever. Now when I say it, I'm just like you thinking about the 50 photographers in my community as opposed to the 3 or 4 studios that were in my community when I started. So it's a much more challenging situation to try to get those clients to, why should they come to you? What is the thing that separates you? Is it your marketing? Is it your skill set? How do these people pick and choose you? So you have to create a reason for your client to need you. We know who our client is. We talked about our Judy yesterday, and we know who she is, but why does she need you? How do you find her? Those are really the keys here. What is the most important component in an image for a parent? What is a parent honestly looking for when they're having a session? What would you guys think? Smile. The cheese, right? They want the cheese. And sometimes that can be really frustrating because we spend all this time as artists creating these beautiful images, and I'll go out in the field and have the little girl in the wheat field with the little white dress running through the field, big sun and big trees, and she's this little thing, and it is the most beautiful art print. And then mom comes in and she buys a big 8x10 of a face and a big cheesy smile, and the truth is, and after 24 years, I can honestly say that parents buy smiles. They buy headshots. I mean, the majority of a package will be a face with a smile. And so, the challenge is, do we continue to be creative? Do we try to push ourselves knowing that the client is probably going to buy some 5x7s and some 8x10s? And through the sales process, we can help guide them into those art portraits and educate them about art. But really, what we see when we look at our own work and what a client sees is totally different. They're not going to look at the art as the most important piece right out of the gate. Usually it's the smile. They're zooming in on that, oh my gosh, that's who he is. That's his expression. And sometimes it's nowhere near where you want them to go. By educating them, you can swing them back and have really nice sales, but it does take a little bit of effort. So it's always that challenge, the big grin, the big cheesy smile versus the portrait. To me, the eyes are the window to the soul. I don't even like big smiley portraits. I mean, my preference, it's funny, I don't mean to be that way, but when I'm editing, and I always choose my favorites, and we put them in a folder called IQ, so I always make random folders. Have you ever, made a folder and then just like typed in words, or typed in letters just to name it something? Originally, about 12 years ago, when we went digital, I typed a couple letters and it ended up being the word IQ. So in our studio, when we say it's in IQ, everybody knows that's our studio samples, that's where our favorites are. Sometimes I forget that nobody else knows what that is. So if I say anything about IQ, you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's IKOO. So when I'm putting things in IQ, I'll go back and look at what I've picked, and it's serious, 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 and no smiles. That just is my personality. That's the work that I like. But a lot of times for marketing, that's a bad thing. I have to go back and say, okay, there has to be smiley. I mean, that's the majority of what I shoot is smiley images. But just naturally, if I'm not thinking about it, I will always select the more somber. When a child is serious, their eyes are more open. To me, it's more deep and more meaningful. But it's not what clients buy. I mean, that's not what they're looking for. So it's something that you have to have balance. I think the artistic pieces are what brings them in the door. The smiley pieces are what they go home with. And hopefully, if we do our jobs right, we can have a balance between the two. I think that working with kids, I mean, to me, the whole thing is a big game. I still, to this day, and very honestly, feel that it's honestly hard for me to believe that I get paid to do this. You have to understand, I never had a real job. This is all I've ever done. I built it from the ground up, and so for me, I wouldn't at this point know what it would feel like to go work for somebody and to have to, punch in a clock and to do that. But every day I show up, I get, these gorgeous little children. They come in, I wind them up, I mess with them, I bribe them, I load them up with sugar. About the time they're freaking out, I send them home, I get a brand new, fresh, clean one, and, I start all over again. So I have this perfect, ideal situation. I get to, enjoy children, babies. I mean, I would have had 50 kids if I could have. I'm surprised I don't have 13 more, but I get my fill every day. I see these beautiful babies, and and I get all excited, and I get to play with them. And about the time they're peeing and going and throwing up in my studio, I get to say, oh yeah, that's why I don't have 50 kids. And I get to give them back and take the next fresh, clean one. So it's something that, I love what I do, and it gives me, every day, it gives me a reminder of, the beauty that there is in this world, that there really is. Oh man, here we go. Oh, by the way, for those of you, there's a group out there that has a drinking game. Every time I cry, they take a drink. I apologize for having you smashed by 2, so I will do my best today to keep you coherent. So, so for me, knowing that I get the opportunity to be with the most pure people on the earth, I think it's a lot of fun. But you have to understand, this is also my income, and I won't apologize for that either. I had no idea starting photography how successful I would be, obviously. I had no idea that we could generate the income. Just like almost everybody I've ever met in photography, I started for fun. I started with passion, and I had to, just like you, figure out the business side of it, how to figure out how to turn it into a profitable business. And I do have sympathy for people starting out now, because it is 10 times harder than it ever was. I got so lucky. I caught the wave early and got to ride the whole thing through the process of being a young female, through the process of being, the first out there with children, really specializing in newborns and babies, and I really got to take advantage of that, and I'm very grateful for that. But now, just like you, I have to work harder at it. I just don't sit there and wait for clients to come to me. I mean, I have to push and pull and try as hard as you do to make this happen, but it's so worth it. And when I tell people that they can be successful, I really mean that. But I also know when I speak to hundreds of people, when I have 300 people in an audience, when I say that, I realize that there's a very small percent that actually will become successful. And it's not because everybody can't, it's because only a few will choose that success. It does not come in a seminar, it doesn't come with a product that we sell, it doesn't come with any of those things, it comes inside of you. There are lots of tools, there are lots of things you can use to generate that, but ultimately it's your choice. If you don't make it, it's your choice. It's not anybody's fault, and that's really important. So yes, I make really good money photographing kids, and I'm proud of that, because it took me a lot of years and a lot of sacrifice to get there. It didn't come easy. Nothing has come easy to me, but it did come because I just didn't give up. Children are definitely not impressed with your equipment, don't care if you have, you know, the latest, greatest anything. They don't care how long you've been in business. So for those of you who are worried that you're just starting out and that you can't charge as much or whatever, doesn't matter to a child. And they really don't care about your awards and the things that you've done and all your accolades. So, you know, do I think awards are important? Absolutely, because that is also something that internally teaches you to push yourself. I'm a big advocate for print competition, and I know print competition is something that sadly very few people do anymore, but I truly, the first time I sat in a print competition and saw my image come up on the screen and started hearing the judge, I mean, you're just dying, you're cringing in the back. Every word they say, you hang on it, but it spurred me to do better. And watching other prints judged and hearing the conversations and learning like, oh, that's what that means. And, you know, that's what this part of photography is. You know, that's when I started to figure out things like the rule of thirds and, you know, things that I didn't honestly know about. And that's the impact, because something as simple as understanding the rule of thirds could create enough impact in an image to draw a new client in, something that, you know, that would change the way a person feels about your work. So I do think competition is important. I think pushing yourself is important, but I think to a child, none of that really matters. To them, they just want to have fun, and that's honestly all it's about, is having fun. Children are very impressed with a generous smile. If you're very genuine, if you don't like kids, don't do this, because they will see right through you. You cannot fake it with children. They do want somebody that's really interested in their needs, and their needs are pretty basic. They want candy, they want fun, they want games. I mean, they don't really need a whole lot. And you really do have to have patience and a loving attitude. You have to enjoy these moments. You know, I could tell you absolute horror war stories of, you know, being spit on and kicked and hit and punched. I mean, there are kids out there that are attached to parents. I never think a child is a problem. I do think a lot of parents are problems, because that comes directly from the way they're raised. And believe me, I've taken some serious hits over the years. And, you know, when you have a kid, I remember one session that every time I'd bend down, this kid would spit on me. He would go, you know, but he would spit, and it was like spit, and I would wipe it away and ha ha ha, okay sweetie, you know, and mom was standing right there, and the most that we ever got out of her is, honey, don't do that. And he would spit on me again, and it was just one of those, wow, you know, about the second time I'd be all over that child. So that's something that, you know, when those kind of things happen, I always take it back to the parents. Where are they? What are they doing? And how much are they contributing to the success of their own session? So patience truly is necessary, because when you're being spit on, you cannot, you know, you can't say anything. You just have to kind of roll with it, and that's okay too. I don't mind that. Now, this one I showed last year, but for those of you new, I have to show this, because to me this is really the best version of, you know, how a child sees. I think this makes the point really clearly. There was a child that was asked to do homework. It was they were asked to go home and draw a picture of what they wanted to be when they grew up. So this is the actual, the picture that she came back to school with, and the teacher got it and kind of reviewed it and then sent it home to mom. Now, mom, of course, saw this and was a little concerned, so mom followed up with a little letter. It said, "Dear Miss Jones, I wish to clarify that I'm not now nor have ever been an exotic dancer. I work at Home Depot, and I told my daughter how hectic it was last week before the blizzard hit. I told her we sold out of every single shovel we had, and then I found one more in the back room, and that several people were fighting over who would get it. Her picture does not show me dancing around a pole. It's supposed to depict me selling the last snow shovel we had at Home Depot. From now on, I will remember to check her homework more thoroughly before she turns it in." Now, I totally saw a snow shovel here. I'm not sure what everybody else saw, but I definitely, but this to me really does represent how a child sees the world. They're very pure. They do not have the jaded opinions and the attitudes that we have. So, of course, you know, when they create things like this, it's coming from their heart. And, you know, something to a child, selling a snow shovel would be, you know, an admirable goal. And to us, you know, we see this as a totally different purpose. So, of course, perception is everything. And understanding that what a child says and what they do sometimes are two different things. And you have to really watch them and watch their body language and watch their words that sometimes don't have to do with the problem, but you'll start to see that there's a disconnect. When a child's not doing well, there's something going on there, and it's probably not you. It's probably something else that is affecting them. Now, we have a lot of these little video clips, so I'm going to just show you a couple helpful tips will come up out here. This is just some of the funny things that we deal with when working with kids.
Welcome to Hazards of Shooting, Volume 1. When shooting in the field, it is important to wear proper footwear.
Ah, that's so bad. Like the first foot wasn't bad. I'm pretty sure it is.
Not following these steps may lead to unwanted surprises.
Time out. That's disgusting. Doesn't smell bad. It's in my toes. It's squishy.
Another important step, watch where you're going.
There you go. Whoa, and I'm gonna sit down on you, Kiana. Thank you, Cece. Let's actually kick him back this way so that he's in the, wah! I found a hole. That way!
Yet another important step, think before you speak.
Okay, heads together. Crack heads. Yeah, there you go. That doesn't sound good when you say it like that. Put your heads together. I did not mean it. Heads together. You'll be taking that out. Taking that out of the video.
And for the final important step, if you are going to lie on camera, make sure you rehearse.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do a 5-year-old diploma today. Now, can you tell Brandon your name?
Owen.
This is Owen. How old are you?
6. I turned 6.
He just turned 6, so we better redo that. We're gonna say you're 5 today. Will you say you're 5 today? I knew that was gonna happen too. As soon as I said it, I went, oh, that's not gonna go out. You're gonna say 5, okay? Just today. Okay. This is lying 101. Okay. All right. We're here to do a 5-year-old diploma today. Now, what's your name?
Owen.
This is Owen. And Owen, how old are you today?
5.
5. And that's a pretty good representation of every day. I'm the clumsiest, craziest, messiest person there is. I don't wear shoes when I shoot usually, so of course I step in everything and have a really good time. But that's something that, every day is something different. Every day is something fun.